when a business is flourishing, when it's mature, when it's had a good degree of success, at what point does a founder start considering exit, start considering moving on to the next project?
Well, it's an interesting question about exit. We decided to sell Links fairly early on in the journey. We could have kept it, we could have still be running it. But I think at the time, we knew that we had people who were interested in buying it. We knew if we did a sales process that there would be some bids, and we knew that that would be sort of life-changing and would sort of secure the future with 4 children and the age of 40 and so forth. So that was a decision we took. But we have a number of other entrepreneurial friends who have said, God, I'd never have done what you did, and who have stuck at the knitting and have own 100% or 95% of their companies and have love running them. So I think Anushka and I felt we enjoyed doing lots of different things, and actually the idea of running the same company 30 years on was not as appealing, because contrary to what people say, it's not all about the money, it's about whether you enjoyed doing what you did. So I think that so there are 2 different camps there. I think if you take on investment, that puts a significant pressure on to find some sort of exit for your investors, and I think you should always be very aware of that. There are other ways of growing companies. You just grow them slower and you retain the ownership.
So is it to a certain degree to do with emotional attachment? Because the moment you take on external investment, it's less yours, and exit is obviously the ultimate emotional decision when it's a business that you've created, it's your baby. So again, is it about the ability to detach yourself emotionally from your business?
Yeah, I think you're right. There is a strong emotional attachment to a business that you've created yourself, and inevitably, if you do that with a very close friend or your partner or your husband or wife, then it becomes part of your life story, and it goes even deeper. But equally, it's very stressful, or can be very stressful, running a business, and the sort of the lure of financial stability, which for me was very important, and Anushka. We weren't, we didn't have lots of money. And we had very high overheads, and it was a very attractive sort of life choice. And I think that, but it is there's a funny feeling when you've sold a business that you've worked at for 15 plus years, created it, and you wake up the next morning and the only email you've got is from Tesco.
Well, I was going to ask what I'm sure it's a huge mix of emotions you feel having sold a business. Is it elation? Is it celebration? Or is it a sense of loss?
No, I think it's I think there's a sense of sort of job well done and a sense of sadness.